Easter to y'all. Hope y'all enjoying your day. It's a beautiful day out there, y'all. I'm in here cooking. But y'all, I want to talk about the 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 barge that hit the bridge in Baltimore. I feel that stems from the port. You know what I mean? When they stack those containers up, it doesn't matter where those containers are being delivered to, anywhere in the country. They know what bridge, how high each bridge is. You know what I'm saying? Like this bridge may be this high, this bridge may be this low. They know how much weight, and plus they know how much height that is supposed to go, that can go underneath the bridge. And to me, I feel like at the port, when they stack those containers up, they already know where he was going with the containers, so they know how high the bridge is at Baltimore. So I'm kind of like thrown back, like, to see that this happened. I mean, it's a whole bridge that's gone, and you got people that have to take that bridge to get to, home, back to work, or whatever they do. Like, this here got to be an inconvenience for that city and other cities that's closer to Baltimore, Pennsylvania. People work in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of work, and it's not that far apart from Philly, from Pennsylvania, Philly, and other states that's real close to it that use that bridge to get back and forwards. And I really just think something is really weird about that they would stack those containers so high, knowing that he had to go underneath that bridge. And people were saying, well, he couldn't stop. Something was wrong with the brakes on the boat or on the barge or whatever. That had nothing to do with it. That had nothing to do with it. Like, honestly, it really had nothing to do with it, because guess what? They at the port, when they stacked those containers, they already knew where he was going and how high that bridge is. You understand what I'm saying? They knew that already. So even if he stopped it or not, he would have had to turn back around because it's too high. They noticed. This ain't the first time they put they brought a barge across there. It doesn't make any sense. And I think this here, I don't know. I'm just saying. They need to check what's in the containers. They need to check what's in those containers, because this is really, really, really sad. And what I'm hearing is that the 4 families that they got out, that passed away, there's other guys that's underneath the water, or just got smashed with the bridge or whatever. They said there was migrants. That's what I heard. I heard they were migrants, and what they was doing was working on the bridge, filling up the potholes. That's what I heard. This is what I heard, allegedly, y'all. Really can't, I don't know, but that's really sad. I've never seen anything like that in my whole life, like a whole bridge. You know what I'm saying? Even if you was coming on the bridge this way or coming on the bridge that way, you had a chance. Like, you figure, like, you that close, you ain't that, you're not in the middle of the bridge, and you could have, let's back the heck up out of there. You couldn't even do that, because that bridge just said, it just came down. It's really sad. Like I said, they need to check those containers and find out what's in those containers, because I'm just not understanding it, because I know for a fact at the port, they know when they deliver those containers to whatever state, whatever they taking it to even different countries. They take those containers all over the world. You understand? They go to Africa. They go to all kinds of different countries. You know what I'm saying? So they know how high it should be stacked. So for this to happen, y'all, I don't know. I'm not feeling it. You know what I'm saying? So the young man, the mayor in Baltimore, he's a very young guy. He's gonna speak on I guess what they're gonna do to try to rectify this, because it's going to be a long time, y'all. A long time before they build that bridge up. It ain't going to be no year or two. That's a bridge, y'all. That's a bridge. That's a whole bridge. Like, that's crazy. But anyway, he's going to speak upon it, and I'm going to let y'all hear what he got to say, because I don't know. I just find it funny that this barge had so many containers on there that it just, but not even that. It said it hit the pillow of one of the pillows of the bridge. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the pillows. I don't know. I really don't know. Which it did hit the pillow, because you could see like one of the pillows that he hit. I don't know if that driver was new or what the hell is going on, but it hit the pillow and it was a disaster. It looked like it was like, when we had the pickup sticks, like it just went down, y'all. It's just really sad. And it could have been worse, because it could have been like, if it was a different, time of the day, it could have been really bad, y'all. It could have been really, really worse than it was. You know what I'm saying? And the ones that lost their lives, my heart goes out to them, to their families, and they're gonna have to deal with this. But we're going to hear what he say right now, though.
Scott, Mr. Mayor, thank you for spending part of Easter with us. We appreciate it. After this bridge collapse this past week in your city, what is the most urgent need right now in Baltimore?
Well, the most urgent need, because our focus will always be on those families. I'm focused on the total impact on humans, right? And that begins with the loss of life. That then goes to what's going to happen for those families, and then the economic realities following this. And that's where our focus is going to continue to be. We have the salvage operation underway as of yesterday, with one crane and one barge working to start to cut some of the bridge out. That work is happening through the Unified Command, but we are and always will be focused on the human impact of this tragedy.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that. What more can you, as a city, be doing for those 4 families? And then more broadly, for the roughly 15,000 workers whose jobs are tied in one way or another to the Port of Baltimore?
Well, listen, I said from day one that my office would be there to support the families in every way possible. We already set up a fund that now has over $300,000 into it for those families, and we will support them throughout this. That could mean that they need ongoing trauma care. That could mean in the future they need help with different jobs and things like that. But we also have to focus on the impact to the workers and the businesses at the port. I first have to be thankful to President Biden for having the SBA allow us now to have these businesses apply for grants through SBA to be able to keep their business open, keep those folks employed.
You're talking, when you say SBA, about the Small Business Administration that's offering now loans of up to about $2 million to the affected companies. Ultimately, Congress is likely going to have to get involved in some of this to provide federal relief. What, if any, kind of direct outreach have you done to lawmakers in both parties to try to make the case for what Baltimore needs?
Well, listen, I have the best congressional delegation in the United States Congress. I don't have to reach out to them because they've been there on site talking with us, talking with the impacted individuals. And we know that they are going to do everything in their power to bring back resources for this tragedy that doesn't just impact the city of Baltimore and the state of Maryland. This port is the #1 port for cars and farm equipment. So this matters to folks in rural North Carolina, in Kansas, in Iowa. This matters to the global economy, and it does not. This should not be something that has anything or any conversation around party.
Secretary Buttigieg told us that there's still no sense of how quickly this cleanup will happen or how quickly the bridge will get rebuilt. What happens to the economy of Baltimore in the meantime?
Well, right now, that's the things that we're looking at, right? We're looking at how we're going to offload some of the stuff that is in the port and maybe use our partners at Trade Point Atlanta to help with some of that. I'll be meeting with labor leaders and the actual workers myself tomorrow to talk about what kind of other supports that they need while we all wrap our heads around and figure out how we can support them and keep as much commerce flowing as possible. This is going to be a long road. This is not going to be a sprint.
This was a tragic accident, but it seems these days when something like this happens in this country, there are always conspiracy theories and a lot of misinformation thrown around. And in the case of this accident, some downright nasty things said about you online this week. I've got to ask you, one of the wilder things is some conservative critics blamed the bridge collapse on diversity, equity, and inclusion policies in Maryland. Diversity, equity, inclusion, better known as DEI to a lot of people. They called you, some critics did, the DEI Mayor. What did you make of that when you heard it?
Well, as I've said already this week, we know, listen, I am a young black man, a young black mayor in this country. We know that there are a lot of racists and folks who don't think I should be in this job. I know that. I've been black my whole life. I know how racist and racism goes in this country, but my focus is always going to be on those people. I didn't want to be out there that night answering questions about DEI. I'm worried about the loss of life. We know how ridiculous that is. Those folks are afraid, as I said this week, to use the N-word. This should not be even in conversation. We have to remain focused on the mission at hand and continue, from my vantage point, to prove those people wrong about people that look like me by doing my job in the best way that I can and ignoring the noise of folks who simply want to be divisive and are afraid that their way of life, where people that don't look like them and think like them, can be in control, can be in power, and actually be better at the job.
Well, we thank you for spending some time on this Easter talking to us about the situation.
Thank you.
And y'all, they, that racist thing where they feel like a black man can't be in, head of Baltimore or whatever state there is. I think that's really low, and that's just a racist behind stuff they're saying. Like, because he's young, he's a black man. Yeah, I'm not gonna go with that. But anyway, I hope they get this together, because it's a lot. It's a lot. Like I told you, it's gonna be a minute before they get this this bridge back up again. And I just don't know. I don't know if they have another bridge that they use or whatever. I don't know. But this here is just really sad, and it shouldn't even be about no type of racism or anything. I don't even know where that's coming from. Like, that's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? That's just totally ridiculous. But anyway, y'all, I just wanted y'all to see that. I had it on my mind. I was just like, I don't know how this happened. You know what I'm saying? What the hell went wrong here? And that was tragic. I'm telling y'all, this year is something else that's coming. It done came in here. It's coming in like a lion, y'all. Like, for real. But anyway, I'm going to hit that like button, and I'm going to go and finish cooking. Y'all enjoy your Easter, and blessings to y'all. Peace.